Welcome back, guys. Start off with, let me just show you the two parts I got here. We got this bracket, that was that plastic bracket. If you need a part number, there it is, 1JR-839-768-B. And for the spreader plug and the spreader pin, that's those little dowel pins, I guess you could say, that goes into the hole of the window. That's the part number for it right there, 6N0-839-511. Alright guys, right here I want to show you this new door lock. Okay, here's the bracket. I cut it off. I made one slight change. I was going to cut it off right here, as I mentioned earlier, but I decided to leave this part here because what that'll do is it makes this here bracket more rigid. Now you have to take this here cable off. You got to put it on your new one. Also you have to take this here little cable that goes to your door handle. You have to put that on, and of course there's another linkage that goes right here, and if you remember, that's the one where I broke. Take this linkage right here, it's going to go in that hole, and I'm going to swivel it around. And it gets snapped in there. And of course this, I'm sure will have to go out there somewhere. Now another thing that Volkswagen wants us to do is we pull this here lever out, and then at the same time we take the spring clip, lift it out, and then slide this hook in there like that. They say what this will do is it'll put this here in a lock position so that when you attach this here cable, then everything is supposedly in the right position. So we're just going to follow what it says. Alright, I got a little bit of Loctite on these bolts, so get your door lock up in there. And when you put it in here, make sure that your cable that goes to your door handle, make sure you get it out there so you can get it hooked on later. Also, make sure that this is kind of reasonably in there, reasonably centered. Okay, now here's a spring clip, goes to the door handle. Just take it and slide it up in there. Okay, push it in. Now once you get it pushed in, you should be able to take it, and that'll release that spring clip. So hopefully we should be okay. Just to give this here rod a little bit more stability so it's not shaking and everything, so I'm just going to kind of put the little tape up here. Okay. Right. A dummy lock cylinder, let's slide him on in. Okay. And get your T20. You're holding your lock cylinder in, take your T20, go back up into this hole, and just secure it up. That's good enough. Okay, now go back and then we'll come back in here, we'll get our plug in there. Okay, now he's done. Alright, got a little bit of silicone spray, this here rubber insert. Just kind of spray it down. Kind of wipe off the excess. Get a little bit on the window, doesn't matter. We're going to come back and clean all that anyway. Now get your window guide. It's going to look like that. This part right here goes to the top, okay? And these two brackets right here, they're going to go to the left. Alright? So starting up from the top, work it down. And then what you want to do is you want to take this part of it, stick it up in there, it's like a little slot. Angle this here part at the bottom this way out, push it up, you'll see it'll go right up in there. Now take this, slide it back over the rubber molding, okay? Yep, the holes line up. If you look in here, you'll see the hole that's inside. You'll see that the hole will line up here, and then there's another hole down here that's out here that'll line up, and it should be lined up now. Okay. All right, now get you one of your bolts here. Remember, ones are down here on this side for your frame right here, and then there's one right in here. These bolts here, just like for the carrier, so just they're the same bolt. So put it on a piece of tape. Come down here. Get the one on the bottom started. Okay, he's in there, and we're just gonna leave him. We won't tighten them up right yet. All right, when you get your pin from Volkswagen, you'll see they already have it kind of like inserted in there for you. So I'm going to insert it, and the slot for the outer pin here, which is the spreader plug, I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it at like the about the 2 o'clock position. It's a slip fit. Okay, well, I'll say about right there. Now what you want to do is we want to try to center this thing so we have an equal amount of this here outer plug on the same size, and we're going to take this and try to press it in there. So I'm going to try to do this with a C-clamp. Yeah, it's a little finicky here trying to keep this thing centered as far as equal amount here. Not really that hard going in. Yeah, it's getting a little snug now. You can hear it putting a little pressure on the glass. I'd say that's good enough. Alright, let's take the glass and let's see if we can get that joker back in there. Once you get it in there, make sure you get it back in this rubber guide over here on this side. Okay? Alright. And then we're just going to lower him down. Make sure he stays in the guide over here. He's back in over there. Okay. Alright. Alright, next step, we're going to take this right here and we're going to stick him in there. Just locks in. Okay, again, get your little piece of tape, get your bolt. And now we're going to get the one for the top. Okay. Snug it up. Snug your bottom up. Okay. Take your rubber channel here, stick them down in there. Make sure you can get them seated down in there. take your screwdriver, something, just get down in there, make sure that you got your rubber insert pressed in. While we have easy access, why don't we just go ahead and spray a little silicone in there, down on the guides. We'll just put a little bit down on here on this one too. This guide here. Looks good. Also, make sure your cables, this is obvious, but make sure that when you put your window in, that this is in front of the window here. I get you 2 plugs. Okay, this one right here. That will cover the bolt for the lower frame guide here. So let's go ahead and let's get him in. This one here is for the upper bolt for the frame guide. Let's get him in. Okay. All right, get your inner sweep here. I'm going to put a little bit of silicone on here, make it slide down a little bit easier. Yeah, go in there just like that. Okay. Get them started. Yep, it looks okay down there. Let's get our excess wiped off. All right. All right, guys. I think at this point this will be a good stopping point. Next video we'll be putting this here panel on here. So I appreciate you guys watching. Y'all stay tuned, and we'll get to the next step here.